Hello, I'm back. Okay, but let's cut to the chase. My mental illnesses are my superpower, and yours can be too. I'm gonna keep it 100% real with y'all. I have ADHD and bipolar 1, and honestly, for a long time, I used to think that those were my weaknesses, and that certain qualities of mine that came from those illnesses were bad parts of me, but at some point it changed, and I'm gonna teach you how I did that. But for starters, me thinking that the things that came with my illnesses were so bad, I literally, I'm not gonna lie, I was a mess. To be honest, I think I was borderline crazy. I was going insane. I really was. And to fast forward, my own mind was influencing my decisions, and in turn it was definitely affecting my relationships with people and the way that they thought of me. So at some point everybody left, and of course it affected how I thought of me, and so I thought I was the worst. I don't know. And I spent so much of my life just sulking about just how horrible I am, I guess, and just how much of a fucking nobody I was. But honestly, not anymore. No, girl. But to be honest, eventually everybody that I loved or whatever kind of just dipped. Friends, family, partners, everybody just dipped because of, honestly, me. I was a little too much. But, So, of course, I had nothing better to do with my time but think about how horrible of a person I was, until I low-key realized that I wasn't gonna get anywhere if I just started thinking about how shitty I was for the rest of my life. But after that thought of I can't be sitting there sulking in my emotions anymore, I got really fixated on how I'm supposed to get better when I'm literally wired not to be, or at least that's what I thought. But eventually I decided to do what I do about every problem in my life, and if y'all haven't caught on to that from my videos yet, I journaled. I wrote it all down. I wrote down all of my problems and all of my sort of mental problems that, in my mind were problems. And honestly, my little ideas of just writing down my problems and coming up with a solution instead of sulking about it helped so much in this case, because this was me. The problem was in me, and it wasn't outside of me. So it just felt like it was a lot harder to fix because this was affecting everything kind of just outside of me too. It was affecting my work. It was affecting everything in my life that I had control of. So it kind of just felt like I didn't have control of myself. And to be honest, after writing down my problems, I managed to figure out that I'm ambitious, stubborn, obsessive, and to be crystal clear, I had major anger issues. And I know those don't exactly seem like the best qualities, but those are my problems. And to be honest, I don't think that I've gotten rid of those, but I was able to kind of flip the script on those from being bad qualities to qualities that at least benefit me, because honestly, all of that does not have to be bad. Being obsessive doesn't have to be bad if it's about the right stuff. Being stubborn doesn't have to be bad if it's about the right stuff. Being ambitious, that's not bad if it's about the right stuff. But I noticed that all of these qualities of mine, I was wasting it on such negative things. I was obsessive and hyper fixated on other people, because I get really hyper fixated on stuff, and I was getting hyper fixated on my relationship with my ex, and I was getting obsessed with my ex, and I was just out of control, or I would get ambitious over doing stupid stuff that wasn't gonna benefit me at all. It was kind of just me being a teenager and wanting to rebel. And my anger issues, I was just popping off at people for no fucking reason, for real. Any little thing that irritated me, I just went from 0 to 100 immediately. I knew that I couldn't get rid of those things exactly, so I had to figure out how I was gonna make them work for me. What other choice did I have? I had to make it work. There was no plan B. So, and even though I have my medications and I could get on meds, it doesn't exactly change the fact that I still have those qualities. It doesn't suppress them that much. They're still there. But honestly, I was at rock bottom, and I had no other choice but to figure it out. So I figured out how I was going to channel what I thought was my bad qualities into qualities that were going to help me in my own life. Now, I would say it's still kind of a work in progress on some parts, like my ADHD and my ambition and all of that stuff. I do get really ambitious and I do get really hyperfixated. So creative. I just had to channel all of that into some creative ass energy. And you know what? I figured out I love painting. I really do. Like, and I've always been like a little artist and stuff, but I didn't really take it too seriously until like last year. And honestly, like, I've just been painting and painting and painting and painting. And yes, I do get distracted, but at least I'm distracted in the same category. Like, I have so many paintings, and you know, sometimes I'll start a painting and then I won't finish it till months later, but I'll finish other paintings in the meantime. I don't know, man. I don't know. But let me show you my 2 paintings that I'm working on right now. Kabili. Kabili. Oh, and also stay tuned because I'm definitely gonna start a little Etsy shop for my paintings, and I'm gonna try and sell prints and like maybe some stickers of them. But you know, I haven't exactly worked it all out yet, but I promise you I will, because like I was saying before my phone decided to glitch, I promise you I will, because I'm ambitious and I'm stubborn and I want it and I'm gonna get it. So, you know, in turn, I kind of chose to be hyper fixated on stuff like my art or creating new businesses or work. Like, or just anything that's gonna benefit me for real, instead of anything that has to do with other people. I had to cut other people out of the equation completely until I could learn how to just do everything for me. So once I learned how to just do everything for me, it became easier for me to like actually have relationships with other people again, like, you know, platonic or romantic. It just became easier because I wasn't so hyper fixated on them all the time, and I knew how to love myself. Because honestly, all of this kind of just helped me love myself even more, because I didn't really realize at the time, but the reasons that I hated myself so much were my bad qualities. And you know, maybe those weren't the only reasons, but it was most of the reason. And like I said in another video, being obsessed on somebody and needing them 24/7 literally drives that person away. So me being obsessed with me, which I mean, honestly, nowadays I feel like a lot of people tell me that I'm too obsessed with myself, or that I need to be humble, or just all sorts of shit or whatever. But it's like, can y'all just let a girl win? Can y'all just let me win? But like, at least I'm not obsessed on other people now. So I'd rather be way more obsessed with myself than obsessed with other people. Like, I don't know. And along with my anger issues, I know that one's kind of tricky. And sometimes I still do like find it a little hard to not just be so irritated at other people and just like not react to other people. But I've been doing good, I would say. I would say I've been doing good. You know, I still have some slip-ups, but they're definitely not as much. And I'm still doing good on that. And I've definitely learned a lot of techniques and stuff on how to just like control myself. Like, I definitely had to learn self-control because I feel like I'm really impulsive. Like I said, I have ADHD and I'm impulsive. I'm really impulsive. So like, I don't even think before I do a lot of stuff sometimes. I just do it, which kind of helps with like my art, I guess, or like my art helps with that, I should say, because at least I can be impulsive with my art and can't nobody tell me what to do. And I actually love that about art so much. Like, I don't really like being in art class. Like, so many people have told me like, why aren't you in art class? Why aren't you in like an art club? Baby, I don't want nobody telling me what to do with my art. Like, you know what, maybe next year. But for now, I don't want anybody telling me what to do with my art, because what I love about it so much is that I can truly just be impulsive with it, and I could do absolutely whatever I want whenever I want with my art, and can't nobody tell me nothing. And you know, I found my outlets for my anger issues, especially, which I would say is poetry, to be honest. I have a whole notebook or a journal or whatever that's just my poems, and I have a secret account on TikTok that I actually read my poems on. I don't know why I had to say that, but I did, and you know, y'all will never find that. I hope. But you know, I actually love writing my poems so much, and if y'all ever did get to hear a poem, y'all would get to know that all of my poems sound angry as shit. Like, I just pour all my emotions into my art, and that includes my poems. So I definitely love writing a poem. Like, I got into a huge fight with my mom last night. And honestly, girl, I was irritated. I was done. Like, I was done. Like, I was trying my hardest not to let a cuss word come out my mouth, not to do something very impulsive. The moment I got to my room, I just picked up a pen and my journal and just started writing, like, genuinely. And I came up with a cute little poem, or maybe an angry little poem, but you know, it worked a lot and it helped me channel my anger into something that's not another person. So but with that said, I would definitely say that my mental illnesses, they're not really illnesses, they're my superpowers. And I think that a lot of people can do the same thing, because honestly, I feel like so many people use their mental illness as excuses as to why they can't do stuff or live up to certain expectations, or just not have a high expectation for themselves at all. Like, honestly, I know so many people in my family, because, you know, mental illness does run through your bloodline. So, but so many people in my family use it as an excuse, and I don't see why, because I got it and I'm doing good. But, you know, you don't have to use it as an excuse. It doesn't have to be a bad thing if you can just learn to flip the script. And I hope this video helps you do just that. You know, like I said in every video, what do I know? I'm only 16. But, you know, this is just my experience. But with that said, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye!